Welcome to the Greater Kendall Business Association's very first membership spotlight. And I have with me today, I'm Gloria Burns, and I have with me Gus Castano. And Gus is with Mercedes-Benz of Cutler Bay. And you are a commercial sales manager?
Correct.
Commercial vehicle sales manager.
Correct.
It's a long title. But he's our very first guinea pig.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
We needed somebody, Gus.
That's it.
And so because this is our first show, you'll notice that we are the friendliest place to do business.
Yes, we are.
And it's, if you can read it, good for you. So, Gus,
Yes.
We've been talking. You've got an interesting career. You came
Thank
from
you.
New York.
Yes.
Interesting background. Your whole crazy family. Your brothers are in the car business.
Yep.
But give us a little background on how you started in the car business.
Oh, in the car business. Well, I started back in the mid-'80s. I was up at Florida State, and I came home. And my mother said, you got to go get a job. So I opened up a newspaper, and I went and I found a job. I started at a Chevy dealer on Miami Beach.
Yeah.
This was back in the mid-'80s.
Mm-hmm.
And slowly, like everybody in the car business, I worked my way up from salesman to finance manager to sales manager. I've been in it now going on close, 30 years? Is it 30 years?
Yeah.
86? Yeah, 30 years. And so right now I'm at Mercedes-Benz of Cutler Bay. I am the commercial van manager or vehicle manager there. I've been there come January 15 years. And before then, I came from a truck dealer called Truck Max that they do medium duty and heavy duty trucks.
Right.
So I come from the trucking industry.
So you got that commercial side.
Right.
Yeah,
So I had the
right.
car side, and then I went over to the commercial side. And that's what we are. We are the largest in Florida. We are one of the top 5 dealers in the country every month, month in, month out with commercial vehicles. And commercial vehicles, the cargo van, a flatbed, refrigerated trucks, whatever you need. If you're a plumber, electrician, if you have a restaurant, if you have a seafood business, that's what we do. We do commercial trucks. And we do.
I wouldn't even think of that.
Well,
You know, when you think of
right.
Mercedes-Benz,
No.
you do not think of commercial vehicles.
No. But on the other hand, if you think of limos, you always see a Sprinter limo or some movie stars going to a premiere. They're coming out of a Sprinter limo. So we have that going for us. The other thing is, if you think about it, we are the only luxury car dealer that has commercial vehicles. Jaguar doesn't sell cargo vans, Lexus doesn't, Rolls-Royce doesn't. We're the only luxury car manufacturer that does it, and we have that kind of quality built into all the vehicles. And then, truthfully, the people come also to the dealership because they want the Mercedes-Benz experience.
Oh, yeah.
And we have it. We're part of Dream Motor Group. We used to be part of Bill Ussery Group. But the family decided to retire and move on with life. And so we're part of Dream Motor Group. I'm very proud because now we're part of, and they have a total of 7 Mercedes-Benz dealers. So they are specifically Mercedes-Benz dealers. So we stayed in the same culture, which is good. Because a lot of times what happens is a different off-brand comes in and then everything gets changed. But I think that's our big point. Our big point is customer service. You come in, everybody, you get to know everybody, you get to meet everybody.
I was going to ask you about that. How do you go about, because do you hire people, or how do they recruit people to be in the business? Because it's such a customer service business. Well,
usually you would think, like you would go hire car people, but honestly, we've hired people. First of all, the company prefers to promote from within.
Right.
So we're very big in promoting from within, and most of the people in our sales force right now actually came from different departments, whether it was from the service department that they came over, where it was a business development center that we have, and they came over on the floor to sell with us because they saw what we were doing and the quality and the customer service that we give them, and people like to be part of that. So you want to be around, like-minded individuals, and it's all very team-driven, team-focused, and the people have been there a very long time. Our general manager, Luis Gutierrez, he's been there, I think, he's going on 35 years.
Wow.
He started at the Coral Gables store as a mechanic.
Is that right?
Yeah. At Mercedes-Benz, the Coral Gables store, he started there as a mechanic, and he worked his way up to general manager. We have a lot of managers that have worked their way up from porter. We had one general sales manager that he started as a porter, washing cars and moving, and then he worked his way up, salesman, and eventually to general sales manager. So we believe a lot in promoting from within and in training. So there's a lot of training involved. Mercedes-Benz has a lot of training involved, and our dealership does a lot of training.
Yeah. Well,
So,
you know, as a customer, you really want to know that the person that you're dealing with knows
their product, yeah.
their product.
Right.
And when you promote from within, you have that.
Oh, without
Because,
doubt.
yeah. Well, like you.
Well, we have
There's probably nothing that you don't know.
we like to say we build quality from within, not from without. But no, I guess my claim to fame is when I started with Mercedes-Benz, like everybody else, I didn't know that they had commercial vehicles. So, I mean, it was all new to everybody, and I just concentrated and tried to learn as much as I could. And then what is my market? And from learning what my market is, that's how we got to Greater Kendall Business Association, because we're down in Cutler Bay. And really our market we've been there now, and the store is going to be 17 years. I've been there 15 years come January. And 15 years ago, you know, Homestead wasn't as well populated as it is.
Not at all.
And Cutler Bay as well as it is now. Now it's a boom town.
Cutler Bay wasn't even a city.
Right. I think it just finished becoming a city.
Yeah.
But so our business really was West Kendall. That's where all the warehouse areas are, by Tamiami Airport, right? All the warehouses there, all the commercial, all the businesses. And if you think about it, most Mercedes-Benz car owners are business owners. So who better to go after than our own customers? But now they're business owners and they're not thinking of us. They were thinking of Ford. They were thinking of Dodge.
Exactly.
Right. So Mercedes-Benz started selling the Sprinter in 2010, and that's when I joined them.
Oh.
So previously to that,
It's not that long ago.
No, the vehicles were being sold. There was Sprinters in the country, but they were being sold through Freightliner and Dodge because Mercedes-Benz owns those companies.
Oh, okay.
So they used to own Chrysler way back when, and then they sold it, and Sprinter was the only vehicle. And so they pulled it out and they gave it to the Mercedes stores. And that's when I got hired from the truck business, to come and to run that department in this store. And it's been 15 years. So I'm very proud. I'm very happy.
Yeah.
Greater Kendall has helped a lot. We get a lot of business. We have a lot of business both in cars and in the trucks and van business. Like I say, if you think about it, electricians, plumbers, you hang curtains, you know, people. Think of all the pet grooming vans you see driving around.
Greater Kendall really doesn't have their own chamber of commerce. This is it.
This is it.
And and they're doing such a good job of rebuilding it because you know, COVID took a hit on everybody. And so it's so good to see. I've been to a couple of mixers that they've had, and Carlos Ribeiro is doing such a good job running it. And
it's a lot of fun.
So
a lot of fun people.
So kudos to all of you who are building it up and supporting it.
Yep.
So a little bit about you, because we want to know our members. Now, you came originally from Argentina.
Correct.
So
and we
give us your journey.
All right, my journey. We came from Argentina back in the 60s, 1969. We came from Argentina, and we went to New York. And so I lived in New York and Queens. Like everybody, you say, where did you live? In Queens.
Everybody lived in Queens.
Everybody lives. Seems like all of New York lives in Queens. So we moved to Queens, and it was very. What was nice was very diverse ethnically. So everybody was there, and everybody got along with everybody, and everybody supported each other because, you know, it's the story of the immigrant, right? The United States, that's what the foundation of the United States is, the story of the immigrant. So my family came here for a better life, and we ended up. And it's all through hard work. There's no getting around anything other than hard work. But we started in New York. My parents worked for World Book Encyclopedia. Most people are not going to know what an encyclopedia is.
Because
it's not Wikipedia.
Nobody uses hard books anymore.
Right. Nobody uses a book.
Yeah.
So my parents did that, and then they were transferred over to Delaware. So we spent a year in Delaware, and then from there we came down to Miami. Miami, down here, I attended Archbishop Curley High School, which sadly to say now is closed. And they closed it, and they sold the property. And that was down by Bay Point, by Biscayne and 56th Street. It used to be like right on the other side of the railroad track. Of course, now that's super expensive. What's that called now? That's not Midtown, is it?
It might be. Midtown, Wynwood, I don't know.
It's one of those. I think it's Midtown. Yeah, so there, I ended up finishing up at Miami Beach Senior High School. And then I attended Florida State for a couple of years, and this was way back when, before all the wonderful things and programs we have now, and I was paying my way, and I had to come back and work, and so I started working. I started working in the car business.
Well,
and I love it.
You picked a good career, obviously.
It's,
but
like they say, we're car guys. But you've got
brothers other places too.
Yes, I have an older brother who is the general manager of Weston Nissan Volvo. I have a younger brother that has a fleet and leasing and rental company that he just started. He was actually working for my other brother. So we're a car family. Everybody here.
So we need to recruit those guys for the greater Kendall.
Well, but they're way out of the area. Way out of the area. Well, one brother opened an office in Doral, so he's a little closer. But
Doral is.
Yeah, Doral's right there. But no,
it takes me 15 minutes to get to.
Yeah, well, that's what they say.
West
15
Kendall.
Minutes from everywhere.
Seriously, I can get to Homestead in 25 minutes from Doral.
It depends.
I live in Doral.
It depends at the time of day.
You got a point.
Yeah. So.
But most times.
No, I know.
Yeah.
No, it's wonderful.
So, yeah.
No, but I love Greater Kendall. It really is.
You need to recruit the Doral guy.
You need to. What's nice is now they're holding the meetings at the AC Hotel at Dadeland.
That is such a beautiful location.
Yeah, it is. It's central to everything.
The South Miami Rotary Club was meeting there. I don't know if they still are.
I didn't know.
But they put on a beautiful lunch. Where do you meet for lunch or breakfast?
We meet for lunch there. They've had what's great about it is we have obviously a once a month lunch. We also have a once a month cocktail mixer, and there the last one was at Dadeland Mall at a. No, that was an after hours. That was the after hours cocktail mixer. Yeah, that's at the Italian. That was at the Italian restaurant. There, right.
Yeah.
But then you have the monthly luncheon, and they go between the AC Hotel there. They also do the Palace. The Palace is a wonderful place. Oh
yeah, and you know what? They're usually on Thursday, right?
Yes, they're like the last Thursday of the month.
Yeah, I always have a conflict.
You always have a conflict.
Yeah. Thursdays I'm double booked every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
I'm double booked, so I have to decide between. Yeah. I can't decide between three.
Well, I used to do a lot of different chambers, and I just stuck with Greater Kendall.
I think you pick your niche, and and you develop your relationships there. That's a great idea.
Yeah. The dealership itself supports Chamber South.
Right, of course.
Greater Miami Chamber of Commerce, obviously the Coral Gables Chambers, the LBA, and so we support as a dealership group. We support a lot, but my personal is Greater Kendall Business Association.
Yeah,
I used to live out in the Crossings, so
did you?
Yeah, so I lived in the Crossings, so I know Greater Kendall.
Were you there for Hurricane Andrew?
No, actually, I was living in the townhouses behind the Cadillac store, behind Williamson Cadillac on US 1.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there's some townhouses behind that.
I know.
I know
exactly. Actually, one of our artists, I think, used to live there.
And right there, that's where I lived during Hurricane Andrew.
Wow.
And the roofs were coming off, and you hear the tile ripping off.
Well, I was just east of that.
Okay.
So the National Guard had just started. That was where the National Guard started.
Okay.
And going south.
Yeah.
Yeah, so so you had your roof taken off?
Well, we had just the tile came off, but the place was very sad. But then I had friends in Country Walk.
Ooh,
and that was very sad. When you went out there, I mean, you could just see people in tears and it was very troubling. Yeah. But we popped back.
Yeah.
And
so now, are you doing? Have you done anything with regard to hurricane relief for North Florida? I mean, a lot of people are kind of putting their resources together.
I'm more of a donate money kind of guy.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Like I told someone, listen, I'm good for donate money kind of guy. They're like, listen, whatever you can do, if you have time, give us time. If you don't have money, you can give us time, whatever you can do.
Exactly.
So I'm very big. Do I support? Yeah, of course I support.
Yeah.
But I support, like everybody in how I can do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, if there's a food drive at the church, which I'm sure there will be, or a clothing drive.
Let's talk about, we have another thing in common.
Oh, okay.
Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
Yes.
And one of the things I most enjoy going to every year is their breakfast
the Orange Bowl
breakfast.
Right.
The prayer breakfast.
I did that for a long time, for many years. I was involved with University Baptist Church when it was called University Baptist Church with Pastor Bill White. Joe Oliver was my father-in-law,
Uh-huh.
who since obviously has passed on.
Yeah, right.
But he was a wonderful man.
He was a good guy.
And just
Yeah.
incredible family. Just everybody is just, everything is. And so, it all started there. I mean, really, that's where I got more into in the community. We used to do the Christmas the Christmas pageant every year.
Right.
That,
oh, yeah.
Remember that used to be at Dade County Auditorium?
My Coral Gables Junior Women's Club
I used to do all that.
A huge group.
I was always the Roman soldier.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they recruited me.
We actually shared the Coral Gables Junior Women's Club, which is now the Women's Club.
Right.
Used to share their costumes.
Right.
With the church. And because we sewed our own costumes and the church did, obviously.
Yeah.
And then as time wore on, we had more and more people that were members of the church and also members of the Junior Women's Club. So we started like, okay, so we've got this. Well, we have this, and
you know Greg Barnes, the president of our company.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So I knew Greg when he was with Northern Trust.
Okay.
And now he's over your two
Our
locations.
2 dealerships, right.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah, so good guy.
No, great guy.
Yeah. So we have a lot of but in Miami, there's only 1 degree of separation.
Yes.
I'm convinced of it. Yeah.
That's not more than 1
So
degree.
tell me, when you're not working, what do you most like doing?
Cooking.
Oh.
I cook to relax.
Do you really?
As a matter of fact, I'll go home, I'll cook a whole dinner. I'm talking about everything. I'll put it in the container and I'll put it away. Because it's not the eating. I'm not the eating. I'm in the cooking. So I'm like, that's how I de-stress.
I'm with you.
I do that. I have a nice home with a pool. I love my pool. I'm a pool guy. I have the pool floats and the pool umbrellas and
I know.
And the little drinks with the little umbrellas. I have it all set. So
well, you know what?
Yeah.
But set the stage.
I just
right?
Miami. You want to have some fun? You go down to the Key Largo. Where I live down in Homestead, and so I'm 45 minutes from Key Largo. Anything at all, hop in the car, go down to Key Largo.
So I was talking about how close I am to everything, and you're close to the Keys and to the and to the store.
Yes. Well, actually, I used to live in Palmetto Bay, but then when I moved down to the store and the drive, I said, I need something closer to the store. Yeah. And it's just one of the great benefits that I live 10 minutes from the store.
Oh, that is really nice.
No, it's very nice. In the mornings or at any time. It's just a 10, 15-minute drive to the store. I'm always there. And one of the great benefits of our store, like, when you compare car dealerships, we are one of the only 2 stores, with Coral Gables being our sister store, we're closed on Sundays.
Oh, that's
so you can have a family life.
Yeah.
Our dealership closes at 7, not at 9 or 10 o'clock. Of course, we're there until the last customer leaves. So if the last customer leaves at 10, we're there. But we're there, and that's probably the greatest benefit when you tell somebody in the car business, no, we're closed Sundays. They're like, excuse me? What? I'm like, we're closed on Sunday. Just not to date myself, but I remember when most dealerships in Miami were closed on Sunday, but then they started opening. And the first store that I remember opening on Sunday was, I don't know if you remember, Anthony Abraham Chevrolet.
Who is such a...
On 8th Street.
Is such a religious person.
Huh? No, he was. Yeah, he was. Yeah. I actually worked for him. No, I actually worked for him.
He started Our Lady of Lebanon Church.
Yeah,
he's instrumental in, Yeah.
So it was funny because I was like, why are they open, on a Sunday? It didn't make any sense, but now everybody does. But I remember when we first came to Miami on Sundays, half the things were closed.
I know.
Even back in '78, they were closed, and you're like, okay, why is this closed? And they're like, it's Sunday,
Yeah, right.
So up north, we don't have blue laws like they have in the South. You go up to Georgia or that on Sunday, it's Church Day and Family Day. That's all it is. That's what it's supposed to be, Church Day and Family Day.
Yeah, right.
So, but other than that, I love Miami. I plan on being here until they gotta spread my ashes.
So tell me about the interesting person you have as an investor or involved in the Coral Gables store.
Well, it's the Whole Auto Group. The Whole Auto Group actually was the Whole Auto Group was founded by a gentleman, Joe Agresti. But he has obviously partners, and probably the principal partner that everybody knows the best is Coach Nick Saban from Alabama, now retired from Alabama. Right. But we see Coach every, not every month, but every couple of months. He was actually here, I think, last month. But no, we see Coach, and
so Alabama fans may
Huh?
They want to just pass by the Coral Gables store and check it out, find out when he's visiting.
But you know, a lot of people that know Coach Saban's background, Coach Saban actually was planning on going into the car business before he went to the coaching business.
Really?
And yes, and the story is even told by him. If you look at Instagram or one of those, and you can look it up, but he comes from his father. They owned a service station, and his father originally wanted to get into the car business. And Coach Saban, as a story told by him, he had a choice at the university he was going to. He was either going to go into the automotive because General Motors was giving a program, or a football coach convinced him to go into coaching instead. And so he
look at that,
right. And so I had a conversation with him, and I said, "How's it feel to be retired?" He goes, "This is what I always wanted to do."
Is that right?
Yeah. He says, "I'm doing because I was like, don't you miss it?" He goes, "No, I'm doing exactly what I wanted to do."
Wow.
And then he'll tell you that story. So he's a football guy, but he's also a car guy. So, yeah. And he's wonderful.
Obviously he's good at whatever he does.
Because he applies himself. And
yeah.
If you see any of his motivational speaking videos or just his coaching videos, and he is exactly who you see. Mm-hmm. It's not like that's one Nick Saban and then this is another Nick Saban. Right. He is the same person, you know, like they say, today, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he is like that, and that's what you want. You want somebody that drives you. You want somebody that, you know, you want to work for and you want to succeed. Like he says in his videos, we want to be an elite dealership. We just don't want to be good. We want to be elite. The award Mercedes gives every year is called the best of the best.
Is that right?
Yeah. So it isn't.
So you're striving for the best of the best?
So it isn't every dealership gets one. Only the best of the best dealerships get one. Mm-hmm. And we've gotten one for, I believe, the last 5 or 6 years in a row.
Is that right?
Yeah. We've gotten some other spotty ones, but for 5, 6 in a row, we're there. And that's the one thing when this auto group came, every one of their stores has gotten it every year since they've opened up. Because that's what you strive for.
So how many dealerships are under Dream? What is it?
I believe they're up to 10 now. I believe there is 7 Mercedes stores. We have a Ferrari store. We have an Infiniti store. And I believe a 10th one is coming online. But they're mainly Mercedes stores. It all started with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge. That was
really?
That was the first store, and then from there they expanded and they went out. And remember, Coach Saban before Alabama was.
I'm SEC.
Right.
I'm a Gator.
Right. So it was LSU, and I don't know that it all started there, but could have been. That was That was Joe Gressie's first store, and he was the head football coach there. So maybe one thing got to another, and
made sense.
And so, but you know, it's a wonderful it's a wonderful business model they have, and everybody's in it. His wife is just darling. She comes by the stores every now and then. When they were finishing the purchase, she came by. She chatted with anyone. She's just absolutely wonderful. So. I can't say enough good things. I can't say enough good things about where I work because I really enjoy it. You know.
Well, that's obvious.
Yeah, and a lot of people, like even in Greater Kendall, they'll walk. Who's that? Oh, that's the Mercedes guy.
The Mercedes guy.
That's it. You know how they all say, "I know a guy."
I know a guy.
Okay, I'm the guy you need to know. I know a guy.
Now I know a guy.
So you need a Mercedes car, you need a Mercedes truck, whatever you need in the Mercedes line, please come see us. Come visit us.
Well, it won't be a refrigerated truck. I can guarantee.
But now we even have electric vans just came out.
Oh, right.
So yes,
the deal with electric cars catching on fire. During the hurricane, have customers said anything, or are customers worried? Is that an issue? I just wondered if that I know of in the vans. No, in the cars. I'm not exactly sure because there's a lot of things that can happen between the batteries, the salt water, the electrical wiring. So I mean, is there something that could happen? No, I'm sure there is. Yeah. I just don't know the actually details of what's going on. Yeah. But no, I just wondered if that was concerned. So, you know.
I don't think so.
Apparently not.
Huh?
You save on gas a lot.
A lot. Well, it was funny. Like now with the storm that just came through, right?
Yeah.
And so you have the storm that came through, and now you have the longshoreman strike.
Oh my gosh.
Right. So with the longshoreman strike, also some people were saying, "Oh, what's going to happen to the gasoline price because supply comes in the ship, so they can't unload it." So at the dealership, half the employees have electric cars, and they're going,
no problem.
I got no problem. I'm just going to plug my car in and drive. I don't have to stop at a gas station.
Yeah.
So I hate to say for South Florida, there might be a motivation to.
But then are you bringing cars in, or are they manufactured pretty much here? How?
Well, both. There's some are manufactured here. Our big plants in Alabama. The Mercedes-Benz car big plants in Alabama.
Okay.
The Mercedes-Benz vans are in Ladson, South Carolina, which is right by Charleston.
Okay.
So if you know where Charleston is, Ladson
Yeah.
is on the outskirts of Charleston. So they manufacture a lot here.
Okay.
Some is manufactured, some is just assembled. They send all the components, they assemble them here, which is manufacturing. But that's a lot of it is handled here. So a lot of the issues will be here.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just very happy, very
Would
proud.
you believe that
Yes.
we're over?
We're over? That's all right.
Over time.
You
I
can
always
cut
go
me
over.
off. Huh? I don't mind.
But no, you're such a delight to talk to.
Thank you.
It's so nice to meet you.
Thank you.
And good for you.
Greater Kendall.
Sticking with the Greater Kendall
They're
Business
the best.
Association, growing it. Great group of people. I really, whenever I go, I so enjoy it. Now, one more friend there.
Gus
And I know
Castano.
a guy.
The guy. I'm
I
the
know
guy.
So,
Thank you.
Okay, so first of many coming up for the Greater Kendall Business Association
Yes.
member spotlights.
Thank you.